What is going on, guys? Hey, I know it's been a long time since my last upload, about 11 months ago. If you were watching any of those videos, I was going through a Topstep X 50K Combine at the time, and I kind of just left and ghosted everyone. There is a reason for that. I'm going to break it down in this video for you. And then what I want to do is I want to share, my plans going forward. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can start uploading more consistently and sharing the trading journey with you guys. So let's get into it. So if you saw any of my videos in the past, I was going through a Topstep X 50K Combine and I passed it, right? And I was uploading videos almost daily, breaking down my trades. And what ended up happening is I ended up getting a little bit behind in videos, and I was unaware that when I passed that Topstep Combine that I wasn't going to have access anymore to the trading journal. And that is where I kept my screenshots. That's where I kept all my trade breakdowns and my notes. And so I had probably another 4 or 5 videos for you guys set up, ready to go. But I needed the access to the trade journal to actually see what those trades were, because I could not remember them off the top of my head. And so that happened, and I wasn't able to get that information and release those extra videos, but the account was funded, ready to go. Unfortunately, also during that time, right after I got the account funded, activated, I had someone really close to me pass away, and it just messed with my head, right? Definitely not a time I should have been trading. I think we look back as traders and we realize that during those really emotional times, we need to probably step away from the charts. And so that account didn't last very long, maybe a few weeks. It got completely blown. I decided to just step away, take a break for a few months at the end of last year, and just step away from trading. So that's what I did. Decided not to release any more content. Through this year, I have been trading a little bit here and there, getting into things. I'm also into crypto as well. So, but what I want to do going forward is start uploading some more trading videos again, sharing that trading journey with everybody, and yeah. So maybe even doing some lives too. I'm thinking about that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to break down another Topstep 50K Combine I've been going through. And so let's break down some trades I just took over this holiday. As you can see, here's the stats so far on this combine. I'm not rushing through it. There are a lot of people out there that say, just rush through your combines, lose them fast or win them fast. And yeah, you definitely can do that. I typically don't. I'll take my time, risk what I would normally risk on a funded, and just keep going from there. I'm definitely not in any rush with most of this stuff most of the time. So you can see we're about 700 and something bucks away from passing the combine. Trade win percentage of about almost 65%. Average win loss is a little bit skewed, and I'll explain why in a minute. And we got a profit factor of about 1.5. So what happened with this? Let's go to August. Is I did try to play this in the beginning with just big size and trying to get a huge win on the first day. You can see it did not go well, right? I lost about $1,000, and I just decided, go back to what I know, what I do best, just take base hits and continue to stack it up. And so that's what I did. You can see we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5-day winning streak there. We've had some losses, but we're keeping the losses small, and the winners are definitely outweighing the losses. So that first day there kind of skewed the results a little bit. I would have actually already passed this if I did not just YOLO it, market open on this first day, trying to get a huge $1,500 winner, since Topstep it takes 2 days minimum to pass. But still, nonetheless, had a good monthly P&L for August. You can see we traded about 3 weeks there, not quite even 3 weeks. And then the trades that I want to talk about today are, this trade I took some trades in, or 2 trades in Asia, and then last night I am West Coast, in case any of you guys are wondering. But yeah, I took 2 trades yesterday in Asia, and then I took 1 trade this morning during New York. So let me hop over to those trades right now. I can break them down, kind of just show you. If any of you guys have seen from my past videos, kind of trading the same, but one thing that I found that has made me a lot more consistent on the charts is not having, things don't need to be so strict in a setup, right? I'm usually looking at the 4-hour, the 1-hour chart, and I'm just trying to see, where do I think price is going? Where is it trying to take liquidity? And how can I catch a very small piece of the move, right? I'm trying to usually risk about $200 to make 250, and I'll usually take 1, 2, 3 trades a day. If I lose 3 trades in a row, $600 loss for the day, I'm completely just done. I'll lock myself out, and I try to close the day over about $200. And so I try to make it not so strict. I mean, I think that is one thing in the past that has really been a detriment to my trading, is trying to just run super tight stops and being very strict with, like, I have to have these 5 confluences to enter the trade, right? I'm usually just now drawing some trend lines. I'm looking at do I think the nearest point of liquidity is on a higher time frame chart or higher time frame, and then I'm entering the trade. Okay, I'm not looking for a very specific type of candle to enter on or anything like that. I'm looking for price to maybe start rolling over, showing some weakness. I'm running about a 10, 15, 20 point stop. If I am trading during New York Open, sometimes that stop is even 50 points, right? And I'm looking for a $250 winner, $200 loss. So, a 1.25R. Sometimes I'll hold that for a little bit longer, but again, just not being strict with my trading. So this was in Asia last night. The red line down below there was a 4-hour swing low, and I could just tell price was weak, right? We were having this is a 1-minute chart. We were just bearish momentum all the way down. So as soon as I saw us come back up here towards this descending trend line, which I think was on the, something like the 5-minute. Yeah, it was about the 5-minute. We had the big strong momentum down. I ended up just taking a short right here, targeting the swing low, right? So my stop was about 10 points. I entered, right in here somewhere, and I just wrote it, and there we go. One winner, about $250 or so. Now, what I knew that price was still going to move, probably not 100%, but that price was going to continue down to this 4-hour level. And so what I'll do sometimes is I will look for the 50% level of the move. So don't mind the 25 and 75. We just kind of have that on there. But I'm looking. So I entered right here, trend line, 50% level of this move down. I took an entry right there, and I made sure to have my stop up above these highs. I think this was actually there was an imbalance there as well, so a little bit protected, right? And price did move a bit against me, quite a bit here. Okay, so we moved up for a second time, and then we just rolled on over, and I hit this was a 1-to-1 because I was targeting just the 4-hour low. I did not want to hold anything past that, and we melted down there and we ended up hitting it. So this was a second winner for the day. I think it was I was up about $420 or so at this point. It was already 11 p.m. my time, and I decided I'm gonna go to bed, call it a night. So I woke up this morning, New York session, and again I was looking at price at the, actually it was at the hourly here. This hourly swing high right here, right? And so I could see price just kept grinding up, very wicky, very slow. And you know, volume was nothing insane. Actually, volume was a little bit low today. I almost wasn't even going to take a trade because it was just grinding up so slow. But as soon as this hourly candle here, 8 a.m., you know, this candle closed, I saw that we swept these highs here. It did close bullish, so I knew I got to be a little bit careful. Excuse me. But I was just targeting the swing low of that hourly candle. And so you can see we ended up, you know, I got an entry here, or actually my entry was over here somewhere. Let's see, I think it was actually right in here when price started rolling over. And I was just targeting that hourly low. So I totally forgot today was a half. I knew today was a half day. I forgot that we were only going to be for Topstep 9:30 my time was when the session would end. So price ended up coming down. I was looking for the sweep down there, but they actually auto closed my position at 9:30 or 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. Maybe 9:30 actually. It was over here. They auto closed my position, and that was about another 100 and something bucks. So 3 trades, all 3 technically winners. The last one did not hit full TP, but yeah. So those were my 3 trades for, I guess if you want to call it the Labor Day holiday trading session. I know a lot of people, again, don't like to trade the holidays, right? But I have found that just getting on, seeing what looks like it might be setting up, and not being so strict has really helped me. Now, I am strict in my risk management. If I feel like I'm not doing well, I'm not seeing the charts clearly, or I'm just, you know, taking 2 losses, and definitely if it's 3 losses in a row, I'm just locking myself out and moving on, waiting to the next day. Okay. But if I feel like I'm seeing things well, I'm having momentum, some winners, sometimes I'll just keep trading, not excessively, but if I'm up 500 bucks, I'll take another trade. If I end up losing that one, I might just lock out. So being strict, but not being so strict to where I have to see every single confluence in the world just to take the trade, right? And so that's what's worked for me. Might not work for you guys, but that has worked for me. You know, not limiting myself on days, like don't trade Mondays or don't trade Fridays. I'll trade those days if I see something that I like. And a lot of it is intuition. I don't know how much to say about that, but once you've been on a chart for so long, you kind of have an intuitive feeling of when price is rolling over, when things are looking weak or looking like they're getting momentum. And it's very hard to convey that to somebody who's newer. Like, how did you know to short there? Well, there were some confluences, but you get a feel for how the candles are setting up, how price is looking, right? And I think that just comes down to spending a lot of time on the charts day after day and really getting a feel for how price moves and what you're trading, okay? So different instruments will have different types of movement, and after a while you'll start to really get in tune with how this thing's moving, right? So anyways, guys, I hope that helped you today. You know, again, we're moving through this. I'll probably be releasing more videos. We are about 730 bucks away from passing this one, and we actually did also pick up my funded futures as well. I got a free account. Well, it was $1, but I won that giveaway that they set up. I entered the giveaway, and so we do have my funded futures as well that I will start trading. So hope you guys stick around for the next one, and I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.